Right, buddy. Manchester United yesterday beat Wolves 4-1. Now, again, in this video, we'll be looking at, and in the stream, we'll be looking at the positives from that game, I thought, and going through the aftermath and the quotes which Ruben Amorim has talked about post-match from the game. Now, listen, it was a very, very good performance by Manchester United. We get the 4 goals. And let's talk about the positives. The first one there being Aiden Heaven. I thought he was absolutely fantastic yesterday. Very good, dominant performance. For a player that's only 18, hasn't had many minutes this season, he stepped in and has looked very, very good. Obviously, West Ham last week was a bit shaky. He struggled to get confident and he struggled to get into the game. He looked a bit nervous. He got an early yellow card and again he was subbed off in the 45th minute. Now, this game, West Ham was a blip yesterday against Wolves. I thought he was very, very good. A very good performance by him in terms of commanding his presence in the box. Very good defensively. He won all his ground duels, all his aerial duels, passing out from the back. I thought Mazraoui and Shaw helped him out a lot as well. And I thought Mazraoui had a wicked game as well. But I think Aiden Heaven, to get the trust by Ruben Amorim again, after having a bit of a shaky game against West Ham, shows where he's at in this Manchester United team at the moment. And I think the confidence and the way in which he's playing. Listen, there's only 2 games, and it's against a poor Wolves side. But again, you only got to play the team that's in front of you, and I think he had a very, very good performance out the back. There's been talks about him potentially going on loan. I think he's someone who could potentially go on loan because of the depth that Manchester United have in defence. You got Yoro, you got De Ligt, you got Shaw, you got Maguire, you got Martinez, you got Yoro, and obviously Heaven. And I think when Martinez is fully fit, he'll be someone that slots straight back into that team in that left centre back position. So it will be difficult for Aiden Heaven to get regular minutes, but I thought yesterday, in terms of his performance, he was a positive at the back. He just looks, I think he just looks good. A lot of trust shown by Ruben Amorim. Now the next one, which we're going to talk about, Mason Mount, another player who for me struggled at times when he first came to the club. I think this season has been a much improved season by him. He's fit, he's playing on a consistent basis. Again, the main thing for him is staying fit and being able to play consistently. I think when we lose Ahmad and Burma to AFCON, I think he has to be one of those players ready to step up, ready to take that opportunity. And I'm hoping that Mason Mount will be able to do that because he's a quality player. We've seen it time and time again before. What he can offer to this team in their attacking department is fantastic, but also someone who can drop deep and dictate play from there as well. He talked about post-game how he's used to playing the system before, obviously played out at Chelsea to a very good standard. And that has obviously helped. He has a very good relationship with Amorim. Amorim talked about how Mount leads by example. He's not really the most vocal leader, but someone who leads by example. Again, the way in which he trains and goes around the place at Carrington is something to be proud of for Mason Mount. But his goal yesterday was a fantastic goal. Great bit of play by Bruno Fernandes, who we'll talk about as another positive. But I think positives all round this season, I think Mason Mount has been one of those positives. Goals, contributing to the team, regular minutes. In some of the big games he has started. And I think him, Cunha and Burma have looked very fluid and a very, very good front 3. So, I think I'm very, very happy with him at the moment. He's looked very comfortable, very calm. And again, he's just doing his job. Now, the next person, Bruno. How can we go without talking about Bruno Fernandes? 2 goals, 1 assist. Yes, it was a penalty, but again, he struggled to score penalties of late, and I thought it was a great penalty by Bruno Fernandes. I think it was a great goal. The first one to get a goal out of the position that he found himself in was again quite impressive, and it just shows how poor Wolves are defensively. But 2 great goals. I thought he had a very, very good part to play. He now has the most assists in the Premier League this season with 6, which is quite impressive. Playing in that deeper position, he still continues to get output. And the GA has been fantastic for him this season on a personal note. But I thought it was all overall performance. I mean, he should have had another assist, could have had another goal as well. The ball he played to Delo was fantastic. I thought he had a very, very good, outstanding performance. It was just a typical Bruno GA performance. I think it was very, very good by Bruno. In terms of other players that I want to talk about Dalot. I thought Dalot had a very good game as well. Defensively, the last 2 games at left wing back, he's looked good. Again, it's not my ideal, not my favourite player at left wing back, but he's consistently putting in good performances there. I mean, Wolves didn't really offer too much down that side, so it wasn't really too much for him to worry about. But I thought he was good defensively when he needed to be. Again, got an assist, should have had a goal as well. That 1-on-1 he should have buried. But again, Delo consistently. West Ham was a good performance for him. He has more goals now and assists than Florian Wirtz in the Premier League. And Delo, again, he might not be your favourite player, but performances at left wing back, he's someone who is very rated by Ruben Amorim there. You have to give him a bit of credit because he's done a very good job in that position. In terms of some other talking points, let's talk Ruben Amorim now. Listen, I think Ruben Amorim's going to be happy with the result. Obviously 4 goals, but he said we need to take this now into Bournemouth, and that's the most important thing. There was a nice pattern to play between Cunha and Burmo, Mount, Bruno in there. Great bit of pressing as well by Casemiro. And I think it was a performance that we needed. I mean, it was a lose-lose for United. If United won, they were expected to win. Because Wolves are on the worst side of the Premier scene. If we lose, obviously, uproar, Amorim should be getting sacked. All of that stuff comes into play again. So it was a lose-lose, but we got the job done, and that was the most important thing. Now, I'll take you through some of Ruben Amorim's quotes and what he said sort of in the press after that game. I thought there were some interesting things that he said. Obviously, Mason Mount was someone he was asked about as well, who he said leads by example. Let me see. He said, this is what Amorim had to say. He said, on Mason Mount, he has great quality, he can defend and can attack, we need to take care of him. So yeah, listen, Mount, someone who needs to be protected. Again, we know his minutes and how he struggled to get a consistent run of form, being injured quite a bit. So I think we need to give him time, and he needs to kind of be protected per game, because we don't, like Luke Shaw last season, you give him sporadic and you give him regular minutes here and there. But again, he's played his first 90 last week in over 2 years, so I think that's something for him to be proud of. But in terms of other things Ruben Amorim said post game, he said, we started the game really well. When we scored the goal, we let Wolves into the game and suffered at the end of the first half. In the second half, we played with a good pace, good quality and decision making, and we finished the game. He said we scored 4 but had a lot of shots. I cannot make the connection with being more clinical. We improved a lot. If you compare last season and this season, we are creating so much chances and scoring goals and having real situations of danger. I'm really pleased by that. And listen, we have looked like a more clinical team this season. We have 27.4 XG this season, which is higher than Bournemouth. I think it's only Arsenal and Man City, I think it's Arsenal and Man City, the only 2 teams in the league that have a higher XG than Manchester United. We scored a third amount of goals as well in the Prem with 25. I think Arsenal have 26. And I think we've massively improved their ability from set pieces. But I think yesterday against Wolves, there should have been more goals. Again, Cunha had one cleared off the line and Burmo had a 1v1. I think that was in the same pattern of play. Ahmad had a few shots as well. Dallo had that 1v1. There were a few chances from corners as well. So it should have been 7. I thought United should have had 6. I think it should have been 6 goals to Manchester United. I think we should have scored more and it would have helped our goal difference. But we're now in 6th place. We take the positives from that. I think that's another big positive as well. I mean, something that Ruben Amorim takes going into the next game against Bournemouth, which again is another vital game. We have to win that game. I mean, this game really means nothing if you don't win that game next week against Bournemouth at Old Trafford. But again, positive to take. Nice pattern to play. I thought individuals, Mount, Fernandes, Heaven, Dallo were very, very good. In terms of negatives, again, we talk about the positives for about 10 minutes now. Let's talk about the negatives. The goal we conceded. The fact that Wolves has conceded or scored only 2 goals this season, or they've scored 3 actually now, and one of them being against Manchester United, is very poor. When you look at the goal, it's definitely preventable. But again, that would be a negative. But again, we still got the job done. I think the fact that we allowed Wolves as well to get into the game. I think we started off on the front foot, which was a positive. But at times we did allow Wolves to have too much control and tempo in the game, which shouldn't happen against a Wolves side. You expect it to be constant pressure, and to get their goal, the last 20 minutes of that second half, they were proper in the game. And listen, it was only good to United come in the second half, got the job done, got the goals. Otherwise, it could have went really south for Manchester United, and again, we know where that would have led to. Cunha, I mean, I've seen people criticising his performance. Again, I just think he wanted to get a goal. He had 8 shots in that game. A few of them were just shocking shots, really. I think, again, we need to see Cunha putting his head up a bit more. But, again, he got an assist yesterday, which, again, it wasn't a great assist, but assist and assist at the end of the day. And I think Cunha being greedy. Again, we know is important to the team. Amram talked about how he thinks too much. He needs to get more goals. I think goals and assists will come with time with Cunha at United. He's one of those. We should look at him, boom, he's come in 6 goals, 1 assist already for United. So he's someone who, again, is going to take more time to get goals, but we can definitely see what he adds to this team. Now, we should have had more goals. Again, it's only Wolves, but again, positives to be taken there. Now, that has been your quick aftermath. The aim is to be back tomorrow. I think, listen, Wolves, it should have been a comfortable win. In the end, it was a comfortable result. We got 4 goals. Bruno could have had a hat-trick. Cunha could have had a few goals. And Burma gets a goal. Dallo gets an assist. All-round good performance. Le Mans didn't really have too much to do. I thought the defence was very, very good. So, yeah, positives all round. And we go into the next game against Bournemouth with the aim again to get the job done and to get the 3 points. But that's been your aftermath. Thanks for watching.